Hey y'all, it's Ann from What's Up Family Home, and tonight is Monday, another week of dinners, and I've got some slider buns here, and I'm going to make some sliders. I'm going to try to go by what I saw America's Test Kitchen do. I'm not going to go by it perfectly, but we'll see. But I rolled these rolled this ground beef into round balls. They measured, I'm not measuring, but I've got them all rolled out, and what they did was they took one of the balls of hamburger and they smashed it with the pie plate, and I just did that just to see first, and it was perfect. It didn't stick to the hamburger or anything, so this is perfect. So I'll show you one. Well, I think I might have to put something down on the bottom because it does stick on the bottom of the plate. So all you do is push down and it doesn't stick right there. But I think you'll have to lay down either some tin foil or some parchment paper. So that's what I'll do in just a second. Okay, so I'll show you how I did it, or how they did it. Just take one of those balls of ground beef and mash down. Makes a perfect size hamburger. So I just take my spatula and I'm just put them on a sheet tray. So after I get all these done, I will come back and show you the next step. Alright y'all, I've got 2 cast iron skillets here because I want to eat pretty quick, because this says 7:04, but it's really 8:04 because of the time change. So I want to eat as fast as possible. So I've got all my burgers pattied out here. I will link that video below so you can watch the real video and get the real idea of what we're supposed to do, but I'm just winging it right here. So I've salt and peppered everything really well, and it says salt and pepper on both sides, so I'm going to put that down and I'm going to season the other side. So I'm just going to put the seasoned side down. I think I can get 4 in here. Well, my camera cut off, so let's get back to it. I'm going to put some onions on the top of each burger, and then I'm going to press them in to the burger. Alright y'all, I've got the onions, I've got the beef in the pan with the onions on there. I added some sliced cheese, and now I'm going to add the tops. Just the tops to the burgers. Then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of water. Try not to touch the buns. Don't pour it on the buns. Put a lid on it. Put a lid on it and let it sit for 90 seconds. Alright y'all, they made a sauce. I will have the recipe linked below, but it's just ketchup, mayonnaise, relish, and vinegar, and some pepper. Basically a fry sauce or a special sauce. But it just, the whole thing, when you watch the video, it just looks amazing. So I just knew I had to make it. It looks like a lot of sauce. I don't know if, I think I'll have extra. I had to do them in 2 batches, so this is how many rolls I have right now. And I'm just going to cover the bottoms of the rolls with the fry sauce, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, now we're ready for the burgers. It makes those buns nice and soft, so I'm going to go ahead and transfer them over there to the bottom, and we can eat. Y'all, these were over the top good. I added some more sauce on the top bun. It was really delicious. The only thing I would do differently next time would be to make the patties a little bit flatter and smaller. They were a little bit thick, but other than that, they were delicious. And I would make sure I have everything ready because it goes really fast. And I will have the America's Test Kitchen channel linked down below where I saw this recipe. It was totally amazing. I really hope you try it. That water in the pan just made it. Those buns were so soft. I really hope you guys try this. It was delicious. All right, y'all, look at these. They were a lot of work. It looks so easy when they did it, but for me, it seems like it took a lot longer. But it says you need to be prepared, and I wasn't prepared like always, but so good. I got some more of that sauce on the top, and we were out of chips, or they're just the crumbs, so I just got some corn chips. Been out in the garden all day. I didn't have time to prepare for dinner, so this is what we're having tonight, some hamburger sliders. All right, y'all, this is what we're having for dinner tonight. We are having some fried potatoes and onions, some fish sticks. Gonna make some macaroni and cheese and maybe some coleslaw. I don't know. And I've got my pan. I'm gonna put my fish sticks on here, and I've got my oil heating up over here. And I'm gonna make some fried taters and onions. Gotta have that with my macaroni and cheese and fish sticks. So let's get started. I got this pan pretty hot, as you can hear. And I sliced mine kind of like what we would call here home fries in North Carolina. I just thought it would be different than cutting them up in cubes. I'm going to put that on there and let those brown. I'm not going to move them. I've got the oven set for 475 as per the bag, so I might put a little bit on there, and I'm going to start my macaroni and cheese. Yeah, I'm gonna make some slaw. I just slice this up. I usually grate it, but I just trying to get dinner done quick. And I've got some mayonnaise, salt, pepper, and sugar. And I'm gonna taste that, see if I've got enough of everything in there. I don't have a recipe. I just mix it up to taste and see how it goes. So I'm gonna mix this up and put it in the fridge and let it sit until I get everything else ready. I thought I had burned them because I forgot about them, but they're looking really good. And I don't know, I like these potatoes like round, but it's like some of them get brown and some of them it looks like they don't even touch the oil on it. It's just like drives me nuts. So I'm just gonna let it brown for a little bit. My fish sticks are done, and my water just took forever to boil. It's just now boiling, and then I put that whole thing of macaroni in there. And it's just like spaghetti. It's hard to tell if you've got too much. But then sometimes you think it's not enough. So you put more in there, and then you have like 5 days worth of macaroni and cheese. So I'm just going to let this cook, and we'll be ready to eat in just a few minutes. Okay, my macaroni is done. I let it cook, and then I just put some Velveeta cheese in there, and I just put some of this evaporated milk that I had left in the refrigerator. Make it a little bit creamy. Fish sticks. Potatoes kind of got a little bit dark, but that's okay. That's the way I like them. And coleslaw, so I'm going to make my plate, and we're going to eat. Alright, y'all. Coleslaw, fried potatoes and onions, fish sticks, macaroni and cheese with some ketchup. That's what we're having tonight for dinner. All right, y'all, tonight's dinner, I am making some country fried steak. I've got some cube steak here. I've got some shortening heating up in my cast iron skillet. I have some egg, and I have some flour with some onion powder, salt, and pepper. And I'm gonna dredge the steaks in the flour, the egg, and then back in the flour again. I like to have a good crispy coating on there. So let's get started. It's cold and rainy, and I want to get this started and done so I can sit back and relax. I just do this with my hands. It's a lot easier so I can press it down. So I'm just gonna press it in the flour really well and get it coated really well, get in those creases. Then I'm going to dip it in the egg. Then I'm going to get it back in the flour. Press it in really good. get kind of wet, so I will go back and coat it a third time. So I'm gonna get this done and then we'll go to the next step. All right, I've got the oil heated up and I've got the steaks ready. Got a little bit hot, so I had to take it off there and let it sit for a minute, but should be nice and hot. And I'm gonna lay them in the pan. Probably don't have enough room. Probably gonna do them in batches since you don't want to crowd the pan. And you don't want to move them a lot. So while those are cooking, I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm just going to make some instant mashed potatoes and probably some corn because that's what I like to have with mine. I got my last piece in here. It was a lot thicker than that other one, so I'm just letting it brown. You don't want to cook it too long because it'll get tough. So I got me some corn. I opened up a can of corn over here. I got some instant mashed potatoes, and I got those yams. If you watch my other What's for Dinner video, I had some beautiful looking canned yams from Aldi. And this is not it. See, this is a name brand. I can't remember the name of it. I'll put it up on the screen. I can remember, but look at it. It's just a bunch of pieces, and it really doesn't even hardly look like sweet potato. So when I went back to Aldi, I forgot to get them. I meant to, and then I just never did. So, but this is looking really good, so I'm going to bring it over here. I do not want to make the crust soggy, so what I'm doing is laying it on a tray, on a sheet tray with this rack on top, so they will stay nice and crispy. So I think I'm going to make some gravy out of this. And I've got me some crescent rolls to go with it. So let me go ahead and get started on the gravy. Right, so I took out some of the burnt bits and poured out some of that grease because you don't need it all. If I need more, I'll put some back in. And I cannot tell you, give you a recipe for gravy. You just have to have a little fat and flour. And you don't want it to look too wet like this. I'm going to get just a little bit more flour in here. So maybe another tablespoon. Oh yeah. And you always want to put that raw paste out of your flour. You do not want to just start adding your milk, water, whatever you use. I use milk and water. But today, all I have is almond milk. So I don't know how that's going to taste. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go ahead and add salt while I can. I'll add the pepper in a little bit. You want to add a good bit of salt. And I have half and half. And I have some water, so that's what I'm going to use. I always like to have canned milk on hand too. That is really good in here. So I'm going to start out with the water. And when you start with cold, it doesn't make lumps. So I'm just going to take all this milk, all this water. And you got to work quick. You don't want it to be like goopy like this is starting to get. And I'm going to add my half and half. And you can use water, all water, and you can use all milk. Whatever you want. It'll be good either way. And I'm making a mess here. So I'm just incorporating the milk into the gravy. You can see there's no lumps in it. It's really, really smooth and nice and delicious. So, put just a little bit more. And if I need any more after that, I'm just going to use water. Because basically, you add water to half and half, you get milk. pretty much done. I'm going to fill my water back up just in case I need to thin it out a little bit, but I'm just going to let this sit. By the time I get everything together, put the pepper in there, start making our plates, this will be done. So I'm ready to eat, starving. All right, this is my plate. I've got steak and gravy, mashed potatoes and gravy. I've got some corn, some sweet potatoes, some crescent rolls. This was delicious, and it came out of my freezer and my pantry and my refrigerator. Very easy and quick meal to put together. We loved all these dinners this week. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.